Welcome to the RJI Futures Lab, where we help you make your organization more innovative. I'm Ruben Stern. This week, big ideas from the South by Southwest Interactive Conference. Each year, the South by Southwest Interactive Conference in Austin, Texas provides an overwhelming display of technological innovation and further evidence that the future predicted in science fiction has arrived. It's impossible to cover it all, so we went looking for big ideas likely to ripple out in the coming year. First, there's a rapid merging of people's physical and digital selves, powered by mobile devices, wearable technology, and smart clothing. The end result is that people are able to understand their own activity in new ways, and all that captured data about steps and biometrics can inform and power new kinds of digital experiences. For example, fitness monitors might also sense someone's emotional state and deliver a different information experience to someone who's angry versus someone who's sad or happy. This blending of emotion and technology is also showing up in sophisticated artificial intelligence that increasingly enables computers to make decisions and otherwise act like humans. Combined with the many examples of advanced robotics, the emergence of a new kind of electronic being is not that far off. Virtual reality is another key shift in the way humans are able to experience digital information, and there was a lot of that on display at the conference. Another big theme was the Internet of Things. This growing array of internet-connected devices like cars, appliances, home systems, and manufacturing equipment has the potential to transform nearly every aspect of the way the world functions, because all kinds of human activity can now be aggregated, tracked, and possibly adjusted on a mass scale. Of course, that raises a lot of privacy and security concerns, which were the focus of many discussions. Also emerging is a macro shift toward a widespread maker culture. The same way that the internet and mobile devices each transformed everyday life, the mass adoption of 3D printers and easy-to-configure sensors and computing components is expected to bring an era of mass individual creation. This could potentially upend factory models of production, as it becomes cheap and easy for anyone to make customized items themselves. Of course, there was also a focus on the future of news and media business models. One emerging idea, championed by the website Thrillist, has publishers creating subsidiary retail businesses to sell products tailored to their audiences. Obviously, there was a lot more insight over the course of several days. We'll bring you more of what we found in future updates. Getting your hands on the latest technology can be hard without a giant budget. We found a startup that might help. Lumoid enables journalists and others to test out gadgets on a temporary basis.
Lumoid is a try-before-you-buy service for consumer electronics. Consumers can pick a bunch of devices, up to 5 of them. They can test drive it before they commit to purchasing. And so for journalists, that's been very helpful because a lot of journalists want to be at the cutting edge.
Journalists can take advantage of Lumoid if they need to use specific gear for a single project, for instance, or if they need to test out equipment before investing in it.
We do cameras, lenses, GoPros, things like that. Targeted at photographers. We've also started doing drones, quadcopters, and we rent and sell those as well. We have kits that are specific for journalists. We have a kit called the Journalist Kit, which has an iPad with it, which is all pre-connected with the camera.
In the Journalist Kit, the iPad wirelessly connects to the camera and comes equipped with apps like Photoshop and Instagram, allowing journalists to instantly edit and share their work.
We've noticed that a lot of reporters want to instantly see how they've done, like how they've shot certain things, and so we provide that.
Currently, Lumoid allows users a 7-day rental period and has a system in place to accommodate journalists on the go.
If you're going on a specific story assignment and you want to, say, videotape something, like the setup that you have now, we can rent it, and what's even better is we can ship it directly to the hotel or to where you're staying, and so you can show up there, there's a box waiting for you, you open it up and you pull it out and you start shooting with it. Once your assignment is done, you can put it back in the box, use the return label, and stick it on top and ship it back. So you don't have to carry around the gear.
Fees for equipment vary based on what you rent and how long you rent it, but the process remains the same for everything.
For you to try, it costs $25, and we ship it to your home or your office, wherever is convenient. You get the box, you get 7 days to try it, and at the end of 7 days, if you like any of the items, you can buy it and we'll ship a brand new item, and your fee, the $25 you paid, goes towards the purchase, so you only pay retail. If you don't like any of the items, then the $25 fee holds to cover the cost of shipping and returns.
Lumoid will have the Apple Watch when it becomes available, but there is already a waiting list. For the Futures Lab, this is Tim Leibel.
For wearable technology, Lumoid allows up to 5 devices per box. Using technology to solve social problems was another big focus at the conference. An example of that is a startup called Think Voting. The tech company is taking aim at a mainstay of local journalism, providing citizens the information they need to vote. We spoke with Think Voting's co-founders to find out how they hope to improve the process.
Our democracy is built on 2 things. It's built on citizens being informed and citizens actively engaging. And the fact of the matter is today we really don't have either one of those, and we're trying to change that using the technology that we're using every day in every other aspect of our lives.
When a user opens Think Voting's The Voting app, they insert their location, and the app will present a voter's guide on the political candidates and propositions for that area's current elections in one easily accessible format. It will also use technology to help get voters to the polls.
We're creating technology that will give you the shortest poll wait times and the closest to you, and will guide you there through your navigation system, which is hugely helpful. I mean, we're taking down the barriers to entry just to get to the polls, first and foremost, and to get to the polls and making an informed decision.
The technology also allows people to state their opinions on issues. As people place their opinions, this data is gathered in the app's candidate match system, which helps users make a decision by suggesting their best match. Campaigns will be able to view this data, something Cardenas says is a game changer for political polling.
There's micro-targeting that's happening within politics today where they're buying your browsing history and your Facebook data and all this kind of stuff to figure out where you stand as a citizen on issues. Well, as a citizen, just personally, we don't believe that that's the right way. We think citizens want to say what they think, they just don't have a channel to be able to do that, and we want to create that for them. One of the big keys to our model is that what would traditionally be seen as a competitor in news agencies and other civic organizations, we actually hope to work with them. So what we want to do is just be the technology piece, right? There's a lot of great organizations, for example, our partner, the League of Women Voters, that are out there that have boots on the ground, that are trying to do this today, but they don't have the technology to be able to do it effectively to compete for people's attention.
The voting app was live in Austin, Texas for a recent election. The next move is to San Antonio, where they plan to use this information to help them grow.
The goal is to be nationwide. The goal is to put this in the hands of civic organizations all across the country, to put this in schools and then beyond, right? The goal is to use the technology that we have to empower everyday citizens to become informed and engaged in our democracies all around the world. The U.S. is just a starting point, and the sky's the limit from there.
They have plenty of goals, but Cardenas admits they still have a lot to figure out. The main task at hand is to gain citizen trust and build a tool that people are comfortable with. For the Futures Lab, this is Gabriel Jefferson.
Think Voting also hopes to integrate an aggregated news feed where users could see social media posts from candidates as well as other related material. And that's it for this report from the RJI Futures Lab. I'm Ruben Stern. We'll see you in the future.